All right, now what's going on? And greetings from around the wonderful globe. Once again, you have entered the Chit Chat Chew Show podcast, which is held every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we have another great show for you guys today. And first, let me introduce myself. Everyone knows me as Aisha, also known as Jade. People from up north say Aisha. Aisha doesn't really matter. Just put the respect on it. And the other co-host that's here.
Well, everyone knows me as Uno, so just call me Uno. That's perfectly fine with me.
Mm-hmm. So you gotta forgive me if I'm just not feeling too good, but I'm gonna push through this for these 2 hours. If I happen to dip out, that means I'm really it's bothering me. I don't know. It just kind of started a couple days ago, and I'm just trying to work through it. Probably just got a lot of stuff going on in my head, in my life right now, and so it's kind of taking a toll. But nevertheless, all is well, and we're gonna have a good show. So I'm gonna start off with. One of the things that are very passionate to me, not only professionally, but personally as well. And so, if you don't know, July is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. And that's really passionate to me, especially in our African American, as people say, people of color community, where
Our black community.
right, where we are still we're progressing, but we're still not where we should be. And as an individual who lives in her recovering journey of a mental illness, which I live with, I'll share again, I've shared before in a previous show, I live with major depression with schizoaffective disorder, which means I can hear and see things from time to time, depending on just kind of where I'm at. Also have PTSD from the age of, even though I got diagnosed in my adult years, but it's stemming back from the age of 3 and up. Also anxiety, panic attacks. What else? They say I have bipolar symptoms. And just, I'm dual diagnosed. So not only do I have physical challenges that I'm working on, I have mental health challenges, and I am in my recovery of being in addiction going on. It's probably 11 and a half years. I don't really count the days per se, but I stopped at the age of 40, and so yeah. So I just want to read, I just want to read some articles, and just I hope that you guys get something from it. My thing is, if I reach one person, I'm happy, to be honest with you, because we always have a tendency to sweep things under the rug. We don't talk about it. We'll take it to our graves. You know how our community is. We're embarrassed. We're shameful. We're in fear. Prideful, stubborn. You name it, we are. So let's break that cycle. Let's continue to do the work that needs to be done. So I'm going to start off now, and this is coming from the Oakland Community Health Network, and it says July is National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. Again, this is coming from Oakland Community Health Network. So OCHN is taking steps to increase understanding and create awareness of minority mental health concerns. And hopefully if you guys can join us, just put in the comment that you can hear us. We just want to make sure that you can hear us so we don't sound like we're talking to ourselves.
Yes, please let us know something. Don't just go through it and not say anything. But then we can tell if you're actually listening.
Exactly. Instead of just being on just to be on.
Right.
So in honor of July being National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, OCHN, which stands for Oakland Community Health Network, is taking steps to increase understanding and create awareness of minority mental health concerns. Mental health conditions do not discriminate on the basis of race, color, gender, or identity. Anyone can develop and experience the challenges of having a mental illness. According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, which stands for NAMI, roughly 1 in 5 adults in the U.S. will experience mental illness in a given year. Although mental illness is a prevalent health disorder, only 41% of adults in the U.S. receive treatment. In minority and low-income communities, there is a severe need for treatment. For instance, African Americans are 20% more likely to experience serious mental health problems than the general population, according to the Health and Human Services of minorities. Many factors contribute to why these communities lack knowledge of treatments, including cultural stigma, language barriers, representation, and historically rooted cultural mistrust of the American healthcare system. In 2008, the U.S. House of Representatives designated the month of July B.B. Moore Campbell National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. Campbell was an author, advocate, and national spokesperson for those affected by mental illness. The two main goals of the month are to improve access to treatment and enhance public awareness of mental illness among minorities. To spread awareness of this issue, start a conversation in your local communities, emphasize treatment, and share personal experiences with others. To get involved, share the nationwide hashtag, which is hashtag minority mental health. Again, that's hashtag minority mental health to show support. More information can be found at www.nami.org. In addition, OCHN is hosting a community forum, which will be Thursday, July 26th at 10:30 a.m. More information and registration can be found at www.oaklandchn.org/training. Again, that is www.oaklandchn.org/training. So again, this is something that is very personal and dear to my heart. Again, I am an independent contractor through NAMI for about 8 years when I moved from San Francisco, California to Atlanta. And really it started off, I was trying to get some information for my daughter who was going through being pretty much newly diagnosed with epilepsy. And I was trying to find support and resources for her. But I came here, went through some life situations like we all do, and really just kind of was diagnosed. Well, I was already honestly diagnosed way before I came to Atlanta. I've been diagnosed since I lived in Philly. Really, to be truthful with myself and you guys, I've been undiagnosed from the age of 3. Okay, because there are real life things that I have experienced that I can remember back that young. So undiagnosed, 3, diagnosed probably after I had my son. So it's been many years. I'm really just now taking a lot of control of getting back to my own life because I've been that type of person and parent that I had to make sure that my children at that time, they came first. They were my priority. So I didn't think about them. But as the universe has it, things just kind of fell upon me and I had to take care of myself because you see, I'm also not only in my recovery of mental health, I'm also a suicide survivor, a rape survivor, being molested survivor. And so I don't say these things with any type of pity. I say these things because they're ongoing therapeutic and it's a healing process and journey for me. because we have to start somewhere. And again, I completely know it's never easy. Please don't think that it's, oh, she just getting on here because she wants pity. Hell no, I don't want no pity.
It's all therapeutic.
It's very therapeutic, and I get anxiety as I'm speaking now. I wear it well,
Yeah.
but in the long run, it really helps me, and I believe that it touches someone. And what I do at NAMI in Atlanta, Georgia, again, I am a independent contractor. I've taken several training through them. I do facilitate a group in the Atlanta area, which happens every second and fourth Tuesday of each month. It's a safe space, a space where you can come and you can just let it out on the table to people. You have no idea. Sometimes that might be the best way to let things out to people. You are clueless who they are. You're able to vent. You're able to get things out. You cry, laugh, cuss, get mad,
Yeah.
throw fits, have
Go with
feelings.
chill.
I mean, I've been with NAMI for 8 years and I've seen all different types of stuff. So when you're with me, regardless if I know you or not, what's said there stays there, because I really believe in confidentiality and privacy. So, I mean,
Because everybody has their own struggles. It's already hard enough for them to be open.
exactly.
So they put their trust in you to um, come out, talk about what they're going through. So to disrespect that in a bad, it would be
It's very disrespectful.
very disrespectful and definitely betrayal.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so, one of the big things that I work on through NAMI as well as on my own is I took a training called In Our Own Voice. And In Our Own Voice is a training where you, as a peer that are living in your recovery of mental illness or dual diagnosed with whatever you have, or in your recovery of addiction, you get trained. After you get finished being trained, you go out to different places and you share your recovery story from your dark days to what you're doing now. Because just because you live with a mental illness, and it's not always a person who's homeless. Myself, it could be anybody, working professionals, going to school, having your own business.
Same.
You would never know if that person lives with a mental illness and they're in the
You never know.
recovery.
You don't know.
You just don't know. It's
Until you
not
talk to them.
until you talk to them. Exactly.
Y'all really get into a conversation where it springs into that.
Exactly.
Then then you'll find out.
Mhm.
So,
Absolutely.
other than that, you never know what a person's going to do.
Absolutely.
So,
And so I'm still an independent contractor with In Our Own Voice for NAMI in Atlanta. However, I've decided to just kind of do my own thing as well, be a freelancer, get out there. That's my goal. Get out there more, make myself more visible, and talk about it. I've been incarcerated before. I know there's a lot of people, including family, that's like, really? Yes.
I know, even when you tell people that's not even family, they be shocked.
And they be very shocked, like, really? You lived on the street in the shelter?
Especially when you
Sure
went to jail.
did. Right. You
Yeah.
just wouldn't. But you try to hurt my babies at that time, it didn't even matter to me.
Yeah.
My thing was to protect my children, and it didn't mean anything to me whether I got locked up. I really don't know until I let them know, because they were young at the time that the situation that happened to them, they didn't know. They were young. They were 2 and 6, so they didn't really know a lot. And so let me tell you something. I will repeat that again as a grown-ass woman. Whether it's my 2 adult children that get on my damn nerve, but that's my bloodline, or my mother, that's my bloodline, or my extended family, which means knows people.
Yeah.
Because I will do it. When you hurt someone that I care about and that I love, I have a problem with that. And I don't care and love for too many people, and I'm being honest. But when I do, please believe I got your back and I'm loyal. So I just wanted to say that.
Absolutely.
And, I encourage anyone. And also when I speak about minority, as it states, it doesn't discriminate with our LGBT community, especially our Black LGBT community. And that's something that I'm going to touch base later on in our Lotus Month group about LGBT community. living with a mental health disorder or dual diagnosed or
We might
addiction or
have a
whatever.
topic on that too.
So we will. We definitely will because we want to show love to
This
our
is Pride
LGBT.
Month, so why not?
It's Pride Month and Pride Months and all that good stuff. So yeah, we definitely
about loving
right.
and having fun. It's more depth to being prideful of your lifestyle sexuality.
And we're not knocking if you go out and party and things like
is.
that, but there's other conversations that need to be
That's important. Really
addressed.
Yes.
Exactly. And so these are it. Right. And we're all adults, and it may feel uncomfortable, but these are conversations that need to be talked about.
And like you said, you gotta start. Like you said,
we gotta start somewhere.
Start somewhere and start talking about things so we can get through the healing process. But you can't get there if you're always going to, cover it up or keep it inside or sweep it on the rug or act like it don't exist. Like it'll come a point in time if it's starting affecting not just you,
absolutely,
but your outside environment that includes friends, family, whatever. Then it's time for you to get a reality check. It's time for you to get yourself together.
Absolutely.
Mentally.
Absolutely. Because you won't be able to heal and be productive as long as you're still in denial.
Yeah.
You have to break that chain or break whatever you need to break and be like, you know what, it's going to start with me. And I'm going to break this cycle and I want to pass it on to my family, children, parents,
the same
whoever.
Method of thinking, breaking that chain.
But also knowing that we can't heal everyone.
No.
Because people have to want to do it.
Some people stuck in their ways. Some people stuck in their ways,
exactly. And that's okay. But for those who will listen, definitely keep spreading it. Hashtag mental health awareness. Awareness.
I want to say this because I don't talk about it a lot, so I really wanted to speak on this.
I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm done with that particular article. Go ahead.
I mean, as far as my mental health now, I'm diagnosed with schizophrenic affective disorder. I'm also diagnosed with being bipolar, and I also have depression. And what you said about not just you but me, us is really talking about at some point in your life you have to start somewhere. You have to get through that healing process. You have to take the first step. And myself dealing with those mental illnesses through most of my life, started as a kid, it has a lot to do with not only me going through a lot of family issues, but this deeper stuff in the family that I went through that got me to that point. And on top of outside of family dealing with situations with people that really made it worse because I didn't know how to deal with it mentally. But I'm just saying that to say I don't talk about it much. I mean, I have my own way of dealing with it, my own healing process. Everybody does things differently, and that's okay.
Absolutely.
There was a point. It was a point in time for a long time actually that I was in denial of my mental illness. I didn't think nothing was wrong with me, but then when I started seeing it through my actions, even if I'm around not just myself but family or other people, it showed a lot, and then that made it worse for me because it affected them. And they couldn't figure out why. It's like I couldn't. I mean, I had an understanding why, because I deal with a lot of anger. I have a lot of anger, so I can deal with things verbally aggressive or physically aggressive. I mean, because I could be unpredictable. I'm just gonna be real. Like when it comes to situations with people, whether that's just regular people in general, family, I don't think rational. A lot of times I'm irrational. And I don't think it through. But since being with Jay, well, even before that, but I was getting the help. Once I realized something was wrong, I actually started getting help. going to therapy, seeing a doctor, just talking about things that's going on with me. That was uncomfortable because there was certain things I talked about and certain things I didn't talk about. That was more comfortable talking about with Jade. When she finally came in my life, I was more comfortable talking about it to her as opposed to going to therapy. So, the really hurtful, the hurtful deep stuff I talked to Jade about is the reason why I'm the way I am. That was my healing process, talking to Jade. Even the relationship taught me how to, I can, like, in our relationship, how we deal with stuff as far as communication and uh, understanding and love. That also taught me something about myself, like I can apply to my life. Um, Able to apply those components with myself where I can heal as well. Whether that's being more rational, being more understanding, being more communicative. That was person like if, like an example, like if I'm mad or if I'm, or there's something I really want to say sometimes, I would never say nothing. Never. I would just, I would just leave it in the wind. And I wait for I wait for that person to say something instead of me saying something. I just kind of be like, oh, well. So it's kind of like leaving things unturned. I leave things unturned. So, but that's not always the healthy way. It's good to talk things out. So I was able to learn that. And able to be more honest with myself about do stuff wrong, do things wrong, or make a mistake. Prime example, I could, there's times I've been very aggressive with Jay. I'm just gonna say it. I mean, not just her, but just people. And a lot of times that gets me in trouble. I mean, I already got a big mouth, so me, my mental's thrown off. It's a lot worse. My mental's thrown off. So, I think there's more effective, healthy ways. I've been trying to apply that too. Don't always have to be so aggressive, so girl in every situation.
Well, we all have faults, but I get you.
Yeah, I mean, y'all know I don't talk about this much, so I just want to get it out. I mean, it's in me, so I just want to share that with you guys. Like I said, my way of this, now at this point in my life now, I'm starting to learn how to deal with things a lot differently. Also, going from treatment from my anger, like finding coping mechanisms, because reckless reckless action is not always the best thing. I can challenge it in different ways, whether that's through music, whether that's through walking, even if I got to talk to myself, or writing a journal, or even just get to Jade about stuff, or people that I can just handle and trust. I mean, that's pretty much how I deal with it. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, some days I just ain't feeling it. If I don't want no coping mechanisms or methods or nothing, I just don't. Not to say that's safe either, but it's a work in progress every day. I just think with the black community, that's where it needs to start. Like, I know I'm not perfect. I know I got shit to work on. It's a constant struggle every day, and I try to be the best person I can be. With the black community, it's a lot of things in the past that need to be addressed. And going back to what I said, like anything I've talked with you today, like things that happened in the past that made me who I am now. With the black community, there's a lot of things in their past that has to be addressed. Like, get to the root of the problem. Like, why is this person this way? What happened to them? Who did it? Like, it's just a it's just a many things. I think if black people are able to be vulnerable, be open, be bold enough, to be real with their damn self, so we can't keep being in denial of things. This is why we can't get nowhere. There's no progress mentally, even emotionally. I mean, as well as physically, because all that can manifest in the physical. But the only way that our people can move forward and able to get along with each other and be at peace with yourself, whether that's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, etc., is to deal with these mental issues, deal with the problems that brings on the mental illness. But like you said, Jay, a lot of times we have a tendency to sweep everything under the rug, don't address it, act like it don't exist.
Continue to keep blaming it on other people, which is not to say that someone else is not responsible.
But you're responsible for you though.
For some of the things that may have happened. But yes, we are also responsible for us as well. Because when we point that finger, there is a finger that is pointing back. So we have to learn how to be responsible for us. And yes, like I'm probably the most vulnerable in any past relationship that I've been in. I'm very vulnerable with her, and I'm okay with that. I've gotten to the point. I've gotten just recently. I'll be honest. This past Saturday, everything was overwhelming for me. I just broke out and started crying, and got angry at the same crying.
They're angry at me too, I'm sure.
Threw my juice away that was just made. That was no cheap juice.
It was a expensive one too. She just threw it away, which I could have held it. But it's okay.
At that time, my mind frame, I was just angry. I mean, you guys know that I've shared before that my mother lives with dementia. She's 82. I'll be flying to see her on Wednesday morning. And she's also been diagnosed with mental illness too, with depression and PTSD. So those two plus dementia, I mean, and then people who are blood family or those that I thought I could rely on, after all these years of growing up with people who are called cousins that really weren't my cousins, but that's how we used to do. You were a cousin because we were pretty much raised up together in the community as well as church or whatever. And just to feel like there's no support from my mom just really pisses me off and makes me angry. So I know at the end of the day, nobody can be there like her but me. So I'm going up there, I'm doing what I need to do, and I have to realize that what I can do, I'll do. What I can't do, I just have to let it go. And that's another thing. You have to learn how to let shit go.
Yeah.
I will be the first to say, let me tell you something, I hold on for years. It's like going in the archives and pulling it out. Just one thing will trigger me sometime, and then that'll bring out the whole damn thing. And it's just that, again, we're not perfect. We can only be the best self that we can be, but be real with ourselves. Like, I pull it out. I will pull it out.
Even
I will get
the most
angry.
uncomfortable, most
stupid,
sickest. It could be the sickest thing that happened to you ever in life, but it's gotta come out.
I'd rather it come out than me be angry, punching walls, punching somebody. Trouble. It just has to come out.
And that's the same thing in our black community. Like you say, instead of you punch somebody because like a lot of the black men
being verbally abusive.
Yeah, like I can be, and I can admit I'm verbally abusive. I can be. I'm honest about that. But no excuse either because I still can find a way to communicate a lot better. If I get myself to the point where that emotion comes in, where it's compulsive, the impulse. So with the black community, like the cases of black men, being like physically aggressive, with each other, a lot of them in the streets, doing whatever. you know, the black women, they having kids at a young ages, they out here with different men, and, you know, black men shooting each other. Like, it's a lot of things I can name that goes on, and by you saying hurt somebody, like punch somebody, I mean, they're doing all the exact same things, punching, killing, stabbing, uh, manipulating, all the words you can think of that's negative, that's what they're doing. And that's not a healthy way. Like, and it's a constant cycle too. It's not like it's going away. Every time you turn around, there's always a story about what a black person's doing. And a lot of times, because lot, it's, it's a lot that happened in their past, brought on the mental illness, and their only way of dealing with it is being destructive. It's not productive. It's destructive. So this pattern goes on to each generation. I mean, but that cycle has to cut at some point. Because being destructive is not really helping the community, it's really tearing it down. A lot of them don't have that foundation in the home too. That's another thing. That father and mother foundation.
Exactly.
That's where it starts.
A lot of kids have been raising themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit here and be mad at my mom because I feel like she did what she had to do. Yes, she did raise me, but I'm saying there are times where financially she didn't have a whole lot of time to pay for daycares and Head Starts and things like that. She raised me to be responsible at an early age. So a lot of times when she went to work, you know, back then they called them latchkey kids, where you pretty much was like being responsible while your parents went out to provide for you and do the necessary things that they had to do. And I understand that now versus I didn't understand that. And being the only child, I wasn't fortunate to have siblings to go to and things of that nature. So I was on my me, myself, and I a lot with dolls and toys, entertaining myself like that, and you know, I was only allowed to look at certain channels. My mom was gone, and again, I'm not blaming my mom because my mom did the best damn job that she could do. And I'm really proud of Mom Dukes Brown for doing what she had to do.
Proud of Mom Dukes
to be the person that she became. Now, I don't attest that she was perfect because she was not, but I know my mother loved me. So I do know that, even though there were things that I didn't understand. And yes, it did affect me into my adult life, but I'm not here to bash her. I give her much respect because she could have abandoned me like so many kids or children do get, it does happen to them. They get abandoned.
Right.
And then they take care of themselves.
So like a piece of garbage.
Right.
That's how they get treated.
Exactly. So my hat's off to all the moms who had to handle their business and do what they had to do, even though then we didn't understand, or even now we may be going through those effects of it. But that's why me and Uno, we both say it has to start somewhere. You have to break that cycle because you're going to go to a death being upset and angry and having all of those negative energies when you could at least try to heal. At least try to heal. Take some steps to try to heal. Because it's not easy. Every day is different for me. I have to be honest. I have my good days and I have my bad days. And I know you don't have to be diagnosed with a mental illness, but when you are diagnosed with a mental illness, it's a little different. Them days, hell.
You just had them down days sometimes too.
For real, you had them down days. You don't feel like being bothered. It goes deeper than, I'm just having a bad day. No. I'm talking about some people, it can get to the point where they become really fatigued. It becomes possibly suicidal for them. It could be a number of things. They could be a cutter. Once upon a time, I experimented with being a cutter, cutting on my arm. Once upon a time, I used to purge. I used to throw up. I used to feel guilty about eating. I didn't like myself, and I'd go in the bathroom. And a lot of people don't know that story about me. who could I go to and feel comfortable with at that time to tell? Nobody. So I held that shit in for many years. And I told one past relationship, felt like I got pointed the finger at. Then I didn't say anything for a very long time about nothing. And then since being in a relationship with Uno, I mean, I'm at a comfort level where, I mean, I talk about anything. I can be vulnerable. I can laugh. I can cry.
Everything. We do everything. Because I do the same thing. What she just explained, I do the same thing. Like I'm able to be myself. I'm able to be that open to her about how I feel and just what I'm going through mentally.
And when you have that support, believe me, it makes a big difference because I didn't have that support for a long time. I did not have that support. Here and there, a little support as far as, you know, so-called the friends or the relationships and things like that. Yes, I've been in and out of therapy or counseling, and that didn't even feed my soul a whole lot. It was a temporary Band-Aid. Right now, I am going to therapy with someone I've been going with off and on for quite some time. I have my thoughts about changing up, but that's neither here nor there. But just knowing that going to the NAMI group is not only helpful for me, even though I'm a facilitator, but it's very helpful. It's very helpful to me. Being in a relationship where there is no pointing fingers and no judgment, that's helpful as well. Writing out my feelings is helpful. Music is very therapeutic. So there are different ways that you can channel that and start getting some type of relief. I mean, there is.
I agree, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, self-care. We preach that all the time on every show. Every show we say self-care. You got to practice that. You must. It's a must. There is no, you know, going to, you will know. It's a must.
Yes. And just a quick little side note before you start, I mentioned B.B. Moore, who in 2008, the U.S. House of Representatives designated July as B.B. Moore Campbell National Mental Health Awareness Month in honor of the leading African American novelist and journalist, who also was a voice for individuals and family affected by mental illness. She died in 2006. And quick side note, mental illness is not just, it's year round. It's just not for July.
Not specific.
No specific.
Not specific month, not a designated date.
It's
like
year round.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I do have a short paragraph that I would like to read because the rest I'm not reading is just basically like a timeline of things that you can use or find out about. So I'm going to read this article coming from mentalhealthamerica.net. The headline is Minority Mental Health Month. Okay, so July was designated as Minority Mental Health Awareness Month in 2008 to bring awareness to the unique struggles that underrepresented groups face in regards to mental illness in the United States. While the term minority is traditionally associated with racial, ethnic, or cultural minorities within the U.S., Mental Health America, or NMMHA abbreviated, is focused on expanding this term to include individuals from a wide range of marginalized and underserved communities, including those who may identify as part of the LGBTQ, and we just talked about that, spectrum, refugee and immigrant groups, religious groups, and others who are often overlooked. By making this term more inclusive, we are broadening our way, of thinking and underscoring the need to address mental health issues with a unique lens while integrating the varied needs of diverse communities. Through our efforts, we aim to shed light on the multitude of mental health experiences within these communities. And they have the hashtag My Story, My Way campaign for 2018. Pretty dope. Now, at the bottom of this article, they have, it says mental illness can occur in all people and across all communities. So, not a character flaw, that's a hashtag. through their campaign, Mental Health Minority Month. They have like frequent questions about mental health. They have, they talk about issues of mental health, no matter what ethnic background you're from, what's your religion, what's your lifestyle. And, people express things differently. Um, they have examples that people use to communicate if they're feeling some kind of way, or it can be more complex. They have this items, idioms of distress. They have that. They also have examples on here of hashtag my story my way examples. They have a video on YouTube. So if you guys have time, please check out Minority Mental Month 2018 on YouTube. Hashtag my story my way. Let's see what they have. They also have this thing where it helps you understand your lived experience and how can you do better to address your mental health or illness in your community or just in other communities. Like people as a whole are expressing how they feel. They have guiding questions, they have anonymous submissions, they have other little questions that are helpful. They have hashtag you can use on social media. Hashtag minority mental health. Hashtag my story my way. Hashtag stories break stigma. They also they provide one, two, three, four, five, six videos of people's stories and their experiences with mental illness, and they're giving their testimony. So there's 6 people here on YouTube. You can go check out Minority Mental Health YouTube channel. Just click on the link and just hear about their story, because we all go through something, and if they can touch somebody, hey, that's good enough right there. But I just wanted to read that little tip.
Definitely. I also will say and also encourage, because I am pro-choice, and what I mean by that, I suggest that if you need some additional support, find a therapist or a counselor, a support group. I will plug in again, NAMI Atlanta Auburn. I am the facilitator for peer-to-peer connection support group. You will not have to worry about me or anybody that has come into the group that I facilitate. What's said there stays there. It's confidential. We really support and get good feedback from each other. And what I mean by pro-choice is if you feel as though you may need to take some meds for a little while, that is completely your choice. Everybody comes from a different walk of life. I used to be on several medications. I counted it up. It was a total of 30 meds that I've been on, not only for psychiatric meds, but for my physical ailments as well, as far as being diabetic with high blood pressure and other things. So I'm down to 3. One of them is an iron pill, but the other 2 are for my diabetes and my blood pressure, which I am in the process personally of believing and receiving that it's reversible for me. And I have to say, even though I still do go through a lot of my mental illness, I still have triggers and things of that nature. I am nowhere where I used to be. It's almost like I felt like I was in an addiction, being high again, seeing things that weren't even there. It was just out of control for me, making me feel more suicidal. Even sometimes I felt homicidal. I'm going to be honest, but I've never killed nobody. But I'm just saying that these drugs, in my opinion, have such a bad effect, but that's me. But you have to you take a pill, you get another pill to go on top of that pill. Like it's like an endless cycle, in my opinion. But for anyone else, if taking meds for you works, then you do what you need to do for your health. I'm more on healing myself holistically, working on having a better diet and exercising and drinking more water and less drinks with sugar, and even working on. You hear I say working on because the sugar is the devil.
The devil.
Some of them sweets is the devil.
It's hard to kick back on the sweet.
It is.
I struggle with myself, and I try all the time. I strive to eat healthy every day. But the one thing I can't kick is them sweets. And I know I need to stay away from them damn sweets, but man, it is the devil.
It's the devil.
It just be calling you.
Yes.
Like, come here, I'm good.
Come here,
Just
eat me.
nice and sweet.
Sweet and all good tasting. So yes, do what you need to do for you to become a better you mentally, emotionally, well, first of all, spiritually, however that looks for you, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, all that good stuff. So yes, I'm pro-choice, whatever works. So one little last thing in regards to minority mental health awareness, where I'm coming from. If interested, go to www.nami.org. You have the Mental Health America that was given to you. .net.
Check that out.
They have Georgia Mental Health Consumer Network. If you're in the Georgia area, if you're not in the Georgia area, I mean, certainly all you have to do is just Google resources, communities. They have clinics out here that are based on income. If you don't have insurance, there probably might be times if you're not working, you might even get it free or very low cost. But stop putting your mental health on hold if that's something that you're diagnosed with. Because in the long run, it's going to hurt you and those that you love.
Absolutely. Okay. Said a mouthful. So we're going to go to our next topic. This one's a very tragic one. So I'll let you start this off.
No, start that because I need to find that.
You didn't see it? You should be at the top. Well, it's actually in your inbox.
That's right. But you can start while I go to my inbox. Oh, you want me to start?
Yeah.
Oh, my apologies. Okay. Hey. Okay. Okay. I got you. Okay, sounds like the same thing we're reading. Okay, so.
Come from different sources, though.
Okay, so this is coming from yahoo.com, www.yahoo.com. They're all gone. Car crash kills New Jersey father and 4 daughters, leaving mother behind. So, let me see if I can just. Okay, it says New Jersey mother survives car crash that killed husband and 4 daughters. So tragic. A New Jersey mother was the only member of her family to survive a multi-car crash that occurred in Delaware on Friday and took the lives of her husband and 4 daughters. Mary Rose Trinidad, her husband Audie Trinidad, 61, and their daughters, Caitlin, 20, Dana, 17, and 13-year-old twins, Allison and Melissa, were driving on a Delaware highway in their minivan when a pickup truck going the opposite direction crossed over the median and slammed into their vehicle, ABC News 7 reported. The family of 6 were returning home to Teaneck, New Jersey, after going on a trip to Ocean City, Maryland, according to the New York Post, who spoke with Audie's brother Daniel Trinidad. I'm trying to keep it together. We don't know how we will cope once reality sets in. They're all gone. Gone, he told the outlet. They're a God-fearing family. They go to church. My brother texted me a picture of all the blue crabs they ate on the 4th of July. They're all gone in the blink of an eye, he continued, adding that their bodies in the morgue are unrecognizable. That's so sad. Mary Rose was taken to Christiana Hospital in Newark, Delaware, where she was admitted with serious injuries. She is currently alert and in stable condition. A spokesperson for Delaware State Police could not be reached by people for comment, but a statement shared on their website by Public Information Officer Melissa Jackie gave details of the crash. According to an initial investigation, the incident took place on Friday at approximately 3:47 p.m. and involved three cars, which was a 2007 Ford F-350, which was traveling southbound, a 2002 Mercury Sable, and a 1998 Toyota Senator, which were both traveling northbound. The family of six was driving in the 1998 Toyota Senator. For unknown reasons, the F-350 failed to remain in the southbound lanes of travel and exited the roadway, crossing over grassy medium and into the northbound lanes of travel, Jaffe said.
Uh, Jaffe said, where is that part?
The front driver. I just read that.
Gotcha. Okay. The front driver's side of the F-350 struck the left rear side of the Sabre, causing the Sabre to spin out of control and come to a rest and an embankment. The F-350 continued out of control southbound in the northbound lanes when the front of the Sienna truck struck the passenger side of the F-350. The impact caused both vehicles to be displaced off the edge of the roadway and into a ditch, Jaffe added. The operator of the F-350, 44-year-old male from East Newmarket, Maryland, was taken to a local hospital where he was later released with non-life-threatening injuries, said Jaffe. Authorities have yet to determine if impairment was a factor regarding his involvement with the crash. Additionally, the passenger riding in the same car as well as the operator of the Sabre, a 24-year-old male from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, were also taken to a local hospital and released with non-life-threatening injuries, Jaffe explained. While Audi and his 53-year-old wife were properly restrained at the time of the crash, the four daughters were not, said Jaffe. Audi and his daughters were pronounced dead at the scene. Man. It was announced by police whether Audi or Mary Rose was driving. The investigation into the crash, which is being performed by the Delaware State Police Collision Reconstruction Unit, is still ongoing, according to Jaffe's statement. There is currently no word on if charges will be held, according to ABC News 7. Sarah Contreras, who starred in Showtime's 2008 comedy special Original Latin Divas of Comedy, shared a touching Instagram tribute for the family's 17-year-old daughter, Jane, on Saturday, describing her as a lovely and brilliant teenage high school student and beloved friend of my extended family. Dana, a lovely and brilliant teenage high school student, beloved friend of my extended family, was killed yesterday along with her three sisters and father in a car accident. Contreras wrote, make every day a new opportunity to value yourself, your family, and your friends. Life is too precious and it can all be taken in a second. Grieve as a community for this beautiful family. It's incredibly sad and incomprehensible. According to the Teenage Daily Voice, a memorial service is planned to commemorate the family at 9 p.m. on Saturday at Boaty Park. Did I say it right? Boaty. A GoFundMe page created to raise funds for the mother has been set up in their honor and has already passed its $10,000 goal. That's awesome.
That is.
The story though is sad. I'm glad they made the go on GoFundMe, but it's just the story is way too sad.
It is. I mean, the money can never bring back the dad, nor the daughters.
Hey. Yeah, because I mean, I saw the story yesterday. I said, I showed Jade, and yeah, she just said, they're just talking about it. And that's why, and this is why I stay to myself. And I don't waste time with people. Because at the bottom of this story, the comedian, her name,
Sarah
Contreras, right? She says that make every day a new opportunity to value yourself, your family, and your friends. This key word here, life is too precious. And it can all be taken away in a second. That part stuck out to me because that is so true about life. It's just dealing with people. Like, I don't have time for the BS. I don't have time for the drama. I don't have time for the fickle. I don't have time for nothing people do that's not helping me to elevate in life, not helping me to grow, it's not helping to better me or them. Say nothing that's not productive or it's not positive. But there's no time for that because you sitting here wasting time, entertaining a lot of dumb stuff. Life going by, time going by. Next thing you know, you out of here. There's people dying every day, and they're dying younger and younger. I mean, I'm very aware that people older die all the time, but as you can see, I'm sure a lot of you can see and tell that people are dying younger, by the day. And I don't have that time to waste, so I value myself more than people. And outside of valuing, myself, I value my family because they all I got, and I value for she family. Jade is part of the family, but as a friend, as a partner, I value that because you can never replace that. You have to appreciate what you have because it can be all taken away.
It's true.
I mean, I could be gone tomorrow. I don't know how long my life expectancy is until the creator calls me home. I don't know. No one knows. you know, Jade or anybody.
You can try to buy it and go on these different planets.
No.
Do all this, whatever you do. When the divine law creator God alive, oh my goodness, whatever it is that you believe in, to your understanding, when it's time to go, it's time to go. Don't go.
Right.
And so, yes, you're supposed to appreciate life every day. Wake up and just be appreciative and humble and have gratitude for waking up and breathing because somebody didn't wake up.
And you complain about what's going wrong in your life. When you woke up, like that's not enough of what.
You have to appreciate the small things in life just as much as you appreciate those big things. I mean, you just have to, like you said, who has time for the BS? I don't see how a lot of people, I've been there, done that. I don't see how a lot of people put up with it no more. Oh, I look back and be like, did I really do this?
You wasted time.
Right. Like, did I really go through this? But you know what? A lot of times we do. And I don't beat myself up about it. Everything is a learning lesson.
Teach you the value of life.
It really does.
People teach you the value of life.
And be careful about just saying to yourself, just settling. Whether it's an intimate relationship or just a relationship, whether it's with friends, stop just settling, people. It's not healthy, and in the long run, it's not going to work for you.
It's really not that deep.
If it's not meant, if that person doesn't feed your soul, you're not feeding their soul. Just let it go.
Believe me, it's for the better. I'm telling you, when you remove it, watch the blessings come. You gotta value yourself. Right?
That's the key. You gotta value yourself.
Right. And that's what it comes to. And then you got to, like Jay said, you gotta appreciate yourself, you gotta appreciate your family, or friends, just people that bring value to your life. You can't take it for granted. If you do have, and then if it's outside of family, you have that one loyal, great friend, hold on to that because it's hard to come by.
It definitely is.
So yeah, no time to play. I don't play. Like if I befriend people and I can't rock with you, I just cut you off. It's not really that deep as it used to be. It's just not deep. You show me your colors, I'll just remove you. Life goes on. That's exactly my attitude. And it might seem cold, might seem nonchalant, but again, this story here proves why I'm the way I am. Because like you said, Jay, who has the time to waste on BS? Who has the time? I don't have the time. I want to have people in my life that can not only motivate me, but elevate me, inspire me, build me up spiritually, and I can do the same thing for you. If we're not feeding off each other, what is the purpose? What is the purpose of us being in each other's lives for? Like, why are you here? Why am I here?
Absolutely.
We should be here for a purpose.
We
And
should.
do it as long as you can because you never know when's your time to go. You just never know. You better be making some positive impact while you're here. So, I mean, just their fortune there. This family's unfortunate untimely death is just really sad. I mean, everything was going good, and this thing, you know, in a blink of an eye, everything just went totally wrong. Just
That's true.
sad.
It is. It's very sad. It's very sad. So yeah, I'm gonna need for y'all to get it together, people.
Please, without wasting
Together.
time.
Absolutely.
All right.
So
Go on to the idiots.
right.
You got just this idiot.
Which idiot? Is this two?
Not him,
Oh,
but
that's an idiot. But yeah.
yeah, he idiot, but the main
Okay.
big idiot. The
Okay.
major idiot.
So y'all president that's 45, that's what we're gonna talk about next. And we're gonna talk about, you wanna start it off?
Sure, I started off. I just thought of what we're going to talk about. Then since you already got the,
No. Please pull
I
it
mean, I
up.
want you to read it, but I just want to start off what we're going to talk
Oh,
about.
yeah.
You know. Okay, so this conversation, like she said, our president, Trump. He ain't no damn president. Trump. Okay, this is concerning Trump's immigration policies, asserting these laws and separating families. As y'all know it, I'm sure y'all have seen it, whether it's on TV or on social media, families are being separated right as we speak. And there's certain people who really do their due diligence to bring their families back together. But from them bringing them back together, it came with a lot, like not just mental strain, but they had physical strain, meaning like, you know, they didn't wash in so many days, they was physically sick and had ice and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty messed up.
I say you should start reading.
I should start reading. How about you start reading?
Okay. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. Okay. So this is coming from the new nytimes.com. And it's titled How and Why Zero Tolerance is Immigrant Families. And this was updated June 19, 2018, this particular article. Okay? I'm going to read a little bit. President Trump and his aides at the White House have defended separating children from parents in detention near the southwest border, despite a growing public outcry over the practice, fueled by images and accounts of crying children held in cage-like facilities. The number of families making the journey overland to the United States has soared in recent months, infuriating the president. Infuriating the president, who had cited a decline in 2017 as evidence that his stance on immigration was succeeding. A new zero tolerance policy. Just going to click on it. Okay. A new zero tolerance policy calling for criminal prosecution of everyone who enters the country illegally became official in May when Attorney General Judge Sessions visited Arizona and California. If you cross the southwest border unlawfully, then we will prosecute you. Is that simple? Mr. Sessions said. If you're smuggling the child, then we're going to prosecute you. And that child will be separated from you. If you don't want your child separated, then don't bring them across the border illegally. With a few exceptions, the United States has historically treated immigration violations as civil rather than criminal offenses. and parents have not typically been separated from their children when they entered the legal system. This is an additional punitive measure the administration is imposing on parents in an effort to frighten Central Americans to discourage them from seeking asylum, said Ruben Khan, executive director of the Federal Defenders of San Diego, who is representing several of the caravan migrants. Religious leaders and prominent figures from both political parties have spoken out against the family separation practice. Here's a look at what's happening to migrant families on the border and what's behind it. So it says, is there a policy to separate parents from their children at the border? The administration did not announce a blanket policy to separate families, but its prosecution policy is having that effect. Mr. Sessions said his department will criminally prosecute everyone who is found to have illegally entered the United States. Children are not allowed to remain with parents who are in custody in the criminal court system. So if a mother or father is apprehended with a child, the administration says the minor must be taken from the parent. Another question, is the separation required by law? The administration says its hands were tied by a 1997 court settlement and later court rulings governing the settings in which detained children can be held. But separating parents from children is only one of several options the administration has for meeting the requirements, even while carrying out its prosecution policy. The White House has also said that long-standing laws require the separation, but experts say there are no such laws. Another question, is the administration deliberately breaking up families? Administration officials says the aim is to protect the border and uphold the law through new measures to deter illegal immigration.
Really? Really?
Other motivations, Mr. Sessions has said the asylum system is overwhelmed with people making frivolous claims, and Mr. Trump, according to administration officials, has been demanding that families be broken up to stanch the flow of Central Americans to the border. The majority of apprehended migrants come from Honduras or El Salvador, two countries racked by bombs. Children there are often targeted for recruitment by gangs, prompting their families to seek safe havens in the United States. Let me just make sure. So they have several questions, but I'm going to read this last one. You guys can read it on once Uno posts it up. So this last question I'm going to put out there is, it is.
You did that.
Oh, I did? Okay. So this last question. Are families seeking asylum at the border being separated? The zero tolerance policy is supposed to apply only to people who enter the country illegally. Presenting yourself at a port of entry and requesting asylum is not illegal. But these legal asylum seekers are generally taken into detention while their cases are processed, which can take months. And there are reports that those families are now being separated in the same way that illegal entrant families are. Complicating the issue, many families that enter illegally request asylum once they are caught. So there's several other questions. Take your time to read it if it's something that interests you. Even if it doesn't, I challenge you to read it anyway. Because there's a lot of ish.
I'm just shaking my head. I mean, these Europeans are just treating these indigenous people as immigrants when the Europeans are the true immigrants. I mean, I'm sorry, I just think it's funny. How they just treating everyone else
Like we animals.
like they're animals. Yeah, like we're animals. You know, I mean, I don't really have too much to do with black people, but by them not being white, how they're treated like they're animals. Like, how? Okay, so this country is built on laws and corporation. Things are applied in these laws and corporations keep you bound as a slave and under control of the white establishment. Now, white people came after everyone else, so they set these laws, stole the land, took it over, set it up how they want to, and they're telling you that you're enemy. Well, they should go back where they came from. I just find it mind-boggling. And another thing that I've spoke on, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna keep moving. I've been seeing on social media. I mean, because I post about it too. But I'm saying I wasn't like over the top with it. Because let's be honest, black people, we got our stuff to deal with right now. We can't be worried about everybody else's affairs. Honestly, I hate to say it like this. Because I've been seeing about this story all over social media. Black people just posting it too many times. Like, y'all realize there's a lot of things going on in the community that y'all need to address and be posted. You know, when the last time Mexicans cared about blacks? Did anyone come to our rescue when, several years ago, when Louisiana got flooded? Did anyone care? Does anyone care right now that Flint, Michigan, excuse me, still has the water crisis and there's more black population? I mean, there's a lot of things I can name right now that we need to be dealing with. This is sad. So immigrant separation. But black people have a tendency to fight for everyone else but themselves. Like they go the extra mile. They put a lot of themselves into it when they should be fighting for their own. We have a lot of stuff we got to work out. I mean, especially with police brutality, we got a lot of that to do. But far as this immigration policies that Trump has set forth, it's a bunch of crap. Like, you can tell this guy has no direction. He's not wise. He's not smart with being the president. Don't know too much about regulations, laws, how the political world is set up. Like, he's just doing it because he's trying to get some kind of feedback or rise out of it. Like, he wants to make America great again. He's trying to bring it into a traditional way, but he's not doing a great job at all. So I just find it funny how they're just really highlighting how these immigrants are just the worst people in the world. Here you are, all these men in office here, all these white men. That's called construction all over the world. To all races. Still got wars that's continuing on. And, Iraq, Kemet or aka Africa, is going through a lot of mess with the Europeans in their country because they're taking all the resources, including the Chinese. Yeah, I said it because they all took it. They're no different than the Europeans. But it's just so much. Yeah, I mean, Trump is just an idiot. Like,
Yes, he is.
this story I'm about to read it just proves that he's an idiot.
I mean, he gets on what Twitter talking about lit.
Oh,
Really?
that was Trump Jr.
That was
I had to
Trump
correct
Jr.
myself. Trump Jr.
Trump
said
Jr.
that.
talking about he lit. Really?
We need, okay, black people, please put the word to rest. After Trump Jr. don't use it, white people use our word in slang, you know it's done. No, I don't want to see y'all using lit no more. We're going to come up with something new. I don't want to hear it.
I'm just over that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, this is just crazy. I mean, did you hear about the black woman that got on the Statue of Liberty
Yes.
protesting and addressing the immigrant issues here? And I commend the sister for what she did, which I'm going to talk about her too in a minute. I commend her what she did, but at the same time, shouldn't she be up there fighting for her black man? All these black men in jail, all these black men in the streets, no guidance, no direction, you know, they can't build a life. There's a lot of things she could be fighting for. I mean, don't get me wrong, like I said, I commend her for what she did. Because, I mean, to do that, you got to be really bold and ain't nothing like a sister, but sister's strong. Sisters are strong now. Black women are strong and they bold. That's just the nature. So you can't expect no less. So I wasn't surprised when it happened. I'm like, oh wow, okay, yeah, that's a sister for you. But at the same time, we need to have our priorities straight forward as a race of people. We need to deal with our issues right now. We can't worry about anyone else's affairs if we haven't got ours in order.
Ours in order. Right.
I hate to say it like that. I'm not saying don't care about what the immigrants got going on, but let's be honest, they ain't give a damn about us, so okay, let's just be real. That's just what it is. Because they focus on their people, you know.
That's true. I mean, they do.
So
And we definitely need to be grounded and we need to focus on our people as well.
I agree. I agree. Now what
And it's
about
not being racist because I know so many people they be talking, oh my God, they're racist and they're talking about white this. I mean, don't a lot of y'all whites talk about black this and that? So I'm just trying to figure that out.
What's the difference?
It's a conversation.
That's all.
It's a conversation and it's things and it's real life issues that's going on.
And I'm not racist.
And I'm far from racist.
I deal with all kind of people.
Right. I got too much in my blood. If it was like that, I wouldn't like nobody, honestly.
That's cool in your own then, huh?
Right, include my own. But
Right.
but I'm not. But again, there are issues that need to be addressed and need to be talked about, even if they are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it every day in life, and we can't always escape it with a reality show. You just can't. Can't always turn on the reality shows and escape it. I mean, I understand that the reality shows are funny and entertaining, and it gets you away from your life or life experience as we know it temporarily. But at the end of the day, trust me, those those people that are in those reality shows are going through their own stuff too. Don't let those shows fool you.
You got some battles that you ain't ready to hear. A lot of people that don't know about the industry, you don't want to know because you're too wrapped up in the shows to even realize what's going on behind the scenes. So that's a whole other conversation.
Right.
I have an article from the New York Times as well. Now that Trump set forth this policy and acted on his way of thinking, he wants to retreat on separating families. But thousands may remain apart thanks to his dumb ass. So I'm going to read the article. Oh, and this is updated June 20th, 2018, by the way. I'm calling President. Trump came to announce on Wednesday and signed an executive order meant to end the separation of families, retaining parents and children together for an indefinite period. We're going to have strong, very strong borders, and we're going to keep the families together. Mr. Trump said as he signed the order in the Oval Office, I didn't like the sight of the feeling of families being separated. Oh, now you have a change of heart. You have a conscience. Woo-hoo. But ending the practice of separating families still faces legal and practical obstacles. Federal judge could refuse to give the Trump administration authority it wants to hold families in custody for more than 20 days, which is the current limit because of a 1997 court order. and the president's order does nothing to address the plight of the more than 2,300 children who have already been separated from their parents under the president's zero tolerance policy. Federal officials, and then she said those children will not be immediately reunited with their families while the adults remain in federal custody during their immigration proceedings. There will not be a grandfather of existing cases, said Kenneth Wu, a spokesman for the Administration for Children and Families, Division of the Department of Health and Human Services. Mr. Wu said the decision about the children was made by the White House. Later Wednesday evening, Brian Marriott, the senior director of communications for the agency, said that Mr. Wu had misspoken and insisted that it is still very early. We are waiting for the guidance on the matter. Mr. Marriott said that unification is always the goal and that the agency is working toward that for the children separated from their families because of Mr. Trump's policy. His statement left open the possibility, though, that the children could be connected with other family members or appropriate spouses living in the United States, not necessarily the parents that were separated from at the birth. The president signed an executive order days after he said that the only way to end the division of families was through congressional action because he can't do it through an executive order. But he changed his mind after a barrage of criticism from Democrats, activists, members of his own party, and even his wife and eldest daughter, who probably told him the policy was wrong. Mr. Trump had previously been told by advisors that there was no way for the policy to be changed through an executive order, and it was unclear what the genesis of the measure he signed was. But the White House counsel, Donald F. began second, had concerns about moving ahead with an executive order that would face an uphill battle in the courts. The president's chief of staff, John F. Kelly, did not voice major objections, according to a White House official. The move also helped alleviate pressure on Kirstjen Nielsen, Mr. Kelly's protege, and handpicked successor of the Department of Homeland Security. I'll read his last sentence. Stories of children being taken from their parents, audio of wailing toddlers, and images of teenagers in caged detention facilities have exploded into a full-blown political crisis for Mr. Trump and congressional Republicans. The desperate for a response to those who have called the practice inhumane, cruel, and that's exactly what it is. And I'll leave it at that. There's way too much to read, but I will have all this stuff posted, including Jay's during this week, so be looking out for that on our Instagram page as well as our Facebook and our Twitter. But this is coming from real time. Yeah. Like I said, an idiot. He's doing stuff to do stuff and think you're doing something. Just getting around. Trying to make America great again. With this white supremacist mindset. That's what it is. That's all it is. That's crazy, man. I mean, if you got tips with the people within your Oval Office, in your administration, that says a lot about you.
Exactly.
Guys, nuts. He's nuts, man. For real.
I'm sorry, whoever voted for him was an idiot.
You're an idiot.
It should not be put out like that, but that's just the way I feel.
Any of you Negroes that voted for Trump, you're a coon and an idiot. And I said it. Because I know some of them did too. I just Europeans and the Negroes who are on the coon train, have their little panty in, kissing his ass.
I mean, to each his own. I didn't vote for either president. First time I voted, look at me, I'm getting in y'all face now.
Oh, not the face.
Look at what I did.
The first time I voted, I voted for, I know, I voted for Obama. I don't care, and I'm tired as hell, but guess what? I'm still fabulous. I voted for Obama the first term. Second term, just didn't vote for Trump. I didn't, and you know what? I'm still going to make my mark. How about that? I don't need them to do anything. Now, I will say, I personally think voting on the local makes a difference first. To me, if I'm going to vote, I prefer to vote on the local, but that doesn't mean I leave it up to any of these politicians' hands, because it's still up to us as individuals and as communities to still do what we need to do. Okay, that's what I say. That's my thoughts on that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with you. Yeah, I mean,
Look at the foolery of it all.
people just don't learn with this voting, man. They just don't get it.
And you know, like
they
they
making
said,
some kind of difference, and they're not.
well,
Not
you
on
know,
a major level, you're not.
well, you know, they always say that our ancestors before us, and I'm one to get that, but I also believe, what about those ancestors or those that did not vote?
True that.
I mean, they handled their business and did what they needed to do.
It worked out perfectly fine. It worked out perfectly fine. I'm sure you like it. We did all right.
Absolutely.
Voting out. They was all right. So, I mean, you're right. How about the ones that didn't vote? How about the ones that fought against voting? I mean, you can't forget them either. You can't just have it one way. You gotta have respect for it all.
Absolutely.
Don't. I mean, you trying to make stuff fit your narrative. Like, you know, give me a break.
Who's that?
What? What you looking at?
Who's she?
Oh, sister-in-law.
Oh, who's sister-in-law?
Junior's sister-in-law. This her page.
Who's
Oh,
Junior?
we having a whole conversation
I
about.
know we are. Who's Junior? Just Junior. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
Let's get back to the on topic. What you said.
I couldn't help
Let's get
it.
back on topic.
I'm tired. I'm
You're doing the most now.
extremely sleepy
You're doing the
and
most.
not feeling too good. But I'm hanging in there, people. I am hanging in there. Okay.
But Junior was Lisandro Desmond Feliz, the one that got killed in the Bronx by those
Bronx,
same men.
yeah. Mhm.
That was his sister-in-law. She was pretty much speaking about him,
Yeah.
his death.
They had to register.
Yeah, and then she had updates on her page
Mhm.
about the funeral, and people were showing so much love and support for him. It came out for the vigil and
I know.
so.
Okay, I'm gonna do
All
one
right.
article and you do. I'm gonna do one article because I'm tired
We
from
got,
this.
we got another student. But we got to talk about it because there's some things I want to say.
Please definitely start this off.
So, we're going to talk about XXXTentacion. Everything surrounding his death, from the suspects to the reason why he probably died to, the ex-girlfriend, the fans.
Was the ex pregnant? Was she pregnant at the time?
Yeah, she got kicked out of the band memorial they had, some kind of concert they had. She got kicked out of that. They felt she was responsible. It was just a mess, man. And celebrities commented on his death and all kind of stuff. So I'm gonna read this. This is coming from the Shade Room. I know the Shade Room copies. Ball Alert and Hollywood Unlocked and all this tea I like. Okay.
Y'all like that tea?
Yeah, y'all like that tea. Okay, so Triple M was gunned down in South Florida, and what was believed to be a possible robbery and shooting as he was leaving a motorcycle dealer. He was 20 years old. No, now this time no arrest was made. So I mean, now that we in a different day or a different month, arrest has been made. I'm going to get into all that. But at this time, when the story came out, he first died, quote unquote. That's not even the, that's uncertain too. Yeah, so we're gonna wrap this up real quickly. No arrests have been made, but authorities are looking for a black Dodge Journey or Chevy Tahoe style type of vehicle. And they basically talk about, the rapper who was following on SoundCloud. He was an XXL freshman class of 2017. And, he had a difficult childhood, difficult adulthood. They always get into trouble, beef with rappers and all kind of stuff. So that's just his death. And I mean, around that same time, another rapper named Jimmy Wobo from Pittsburgh passed too, around the same time. All right, so if you saw the video that TMZ posted, he was in the vehicle, he was slumped over, and it was being filmed by other people within there, some white people, and there was fans as well. They were saying the suspects that did it was a guy named Soldier Kid. And then another thing they said Drake might have had something to do with it as well. Then homeboy of Soldier Kid was a accomplice in XXXTentacion murder. So it was just so much surrounding his death. I think his name, I want to say his name is Chief. This guy named, I'm not sure who this guy name is that Soldier Kid with, I forgot that. So yeah, a few suspects. I would say this. I know XXXTentacion spoke on Drake trying to sacrifice him in an interview. If you know about this interview, if you don't, please pull up on YouTube. He did express that Drake tried to offer because of their beef. Suspects that supposedly killed XXXTentacion, it was cleared of the charges, so they actually have they say the actual person is Derek Williams. So he was charged and indicted. I think they have two more suspects that might have been a part of his death, but I don't know. I'm starting to question, like some people are, who's to say he's dead because he could have faked it like how Pop faked his death. Because think about it, if you look at the video, I had to actually look at it again. At first, I didn't really give it too much thought. You know, I just took it at face value, but when I went back and looked at it, I'm like, wait a minute, there is no blood there. And a lot of people started to notice that there was no blood anywhere on his body. And, you know, so either that was actually him that planning this whole thing, set up to fake his death, or that was his clone in that vehicle that faked his death. And these guys are just scapegoats. So nobody else gonna look into XXX no more. Now, if it is where there would be some involvement, you know, I'm just looking at from different angles. If he did get killed, I would say Drake would have had something to do with it. By the simple fact that they beat and what Drake did to him and what XXX said back to him. Keep it about the industry. It does.